Hello, Alex. Hello, Alex. Hello, Alex. It's time to say hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Alex.
Alex will be 4 in a couple of weeks. Over the last month or so, he's stopped going to Portage, but is now going to preschool 5 sessions a week, and he's really enjoying that. Life's going pretty good for him at the moment. We also recently had Alex's first statement review meeting, and whilst essentially it was just a meeting, it had a really big impact on me and has particularly shifted my thinking around the effect that meetings and professionals and appointments can have on families, both in the short and the long term.
I think the really important thing at your first statement review is to do your homework first, actually. And although that's one of those things that makes you feel less like a mum when you have to do homework about your own child, actually taking the time to read all the reports that you've got in advance just makes you prepared for what they're going to say, because then there's no surprises while you're there, because you're going to sit in a room where you're feeling a little bit outnumbered, actually, because there's going to be 6, maybe even 8 or more professionals all talking in a professional way about your child.
Why are those meetings so hard?
I think they're so hard because they're a legal requirement, so they're very formal. Documentation has been produced, which I don't think is particularly friendly. The reason the documentation is being produced is so that we all sing from the same sheet. So it wouldn't matter whether Alex was here or at another setting, the documentation would be carried through in a set order. I think the problem is it makes it very regimental, it makes it very unfriendly, and I think the other problem with reviews is that you tend to concentrate on what the child can't do instead of celebrating what actually the child can do.
And I suppose for me it was the first time, when I fill in Alex's DLA forms or even the paperwork for the statement, I'm used to writing all the bad stuff and the negative stuff, but it was very different to have to write it and then to sit around with a group of people all equally sharing the bad stuff. It's incredibly it's incredibly disempowering and hard for parents and professionals, isn't it?
It is, without a doubt, because you're most probably first realising that actually your child is different, and it's quite a realisation, really. And you've got all these sort of professionals, so-called professionals, who don't really know your child as well as you do, who are telling you what your child can't do.
It's really awful.
Look,
Oh,
butterfly. And oh, good listening, Alex. You put the butterfly on Teddy. Very good listening. Alex put the ball on Teddy. Oh, good listening, Alex. You put the ball on Teddy. Good listening.
I think, in the professional's defence, they tend to specialise. So, you've seen Hannah today, and Hannah is a speech and language therapist. So when she is dealing with Alex, that's what she's looking at. And obviously you have the physiotherapists, occupational therapists, specialist teachers. They all look at their own elements. The nursery has the big advantage of Alex is a little boy who comes to our nursery, who just happens to have Down syndrome. But the most important thing is he's a little boy. So we look at him as a little boy and as a whole person, and not just what we're going to do for his speech, what are we going to do for his fine motor. So that enables us to have a very good relationship with the parents, because is no different to any other child here, and we would have that relationship with any other parents.
From a work perspective, we have spent time looking at our reviews and how they're carried out. I suppose my experience of Alex's review meeting has helped us think about how we involve and include families and how we can ensure that reviews are personalised to the individual and their family and are not based on the process. So for Alex, his preschool and I are working together at the moment to look at his review meeting format so that the next time we meet, it's a good acknowledgement and celebration of all he's achieved, and also there's clear target setting for his future support.
Okay, we need to say
Papa. Papa.